Okay, so let's summarize again. Yes. Okay, so take 2 tayo ha. Hindi pala ako nakapag-record. Okay. Okay, so again, so how do we get the integral of this? So first is we just integrate, and then later on we'll just perform the definite integral part. So to get the integral of 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 1, again it will be 1. So 4, we copy the constant, right? And then x cubed. So ano mangyayari sa x cubed natin? So x, what will be the exponent now of x? Dahil 3 ito, so we'll just add by 1. So magiging 3 plus 1, so this becomes 4. And then we place it also in the denominator yung 4. Okay? And then plus 3, copy the constant. And then we have, again, x. Okay? So x squared itong previous natin. So integral natin yung x squared. So we just have to add by 1 again. So this becomes 3. And then we place that exponent now in the denominator. And then minus 1. Okay, so parang minus integral of dx lang yan. So minus x na lang siya. And then afterwards, we just where is it? We just perform the integral. Okay, so we just place an x. Okay, so we'll just the definite integral later on. Okay, so parang ganyan siya, guys. Naintindihan ba to? Any question here, guys? Malino to? And then afterwards, we just substitute. So, yung definite integral natin, we just substitute. So, anong nangyari dito? Copyin ko lang to, ha? Okay, so, ang mangyayari, guys, I will just be substituting the upper limit. So, mangyayari, papalitan ko lang yung aking lahat ng x ng 2. Okay. Okay, so, lahat ng x ng 2. Ano yung nasa upper limit natin? Itong 2 na to. So, lahat ng x, papalitan natin siya ng kung ano yung nasa upper limit natin. And then, minus. Okay. Ang gagawin natin is, excuse me, we will now substitute naman kung ano yung nasa lower limit natin. Okay. So, papalitan ko naman yung x natin ito ng kung ano yung nasa lower limit natin, which is 1. Okay. Nakakasunod ba, guys? Malinaw ba to?
Yes po.
Okay. And then we just simplify. Simplify lang natin to. Ano mangyayari? Copy this one. So, ay wait lang. Actually, pwede pala natin munang i-simplify yung ating, sorry. Simplify muna natin ito, guys. Sorry, I forgot. Para mas madali sana pala yung ating pag-i-integrate or pag sa substitute. So from here, pwede natin pala itong munang i-simplify as what? Pwede natin i-cancel yung 4 and then 4 here. So I can just write this as x cubed na lang. Diba? Ix to the 4. Same thing here. Okay? So you can actually do that. Actually, that's what we have to do, which I just forgot. Okay? Para later on, simpler na yung ating magiging pagsasubstitute. Okay? So I'll just instead use this. Okay? Sorry. And then saka ko na lang palitan ulit yung mga x na to ng upper limit. Can you follow? So, mas simple na yung magiging isi-simplify natin. Okay? So, ganun pa rin naman nakakalabasan nito, syempre. Walang hindi nakalagay ng parenthesis yan. This one. Okay? So, mas simple na yung kakalabasan ng pag-solve natin. Ito, 2 to the 4 is just, ilan ba to? 2 to the 4, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, that would be 16. Okay, and then 2 cubed. So, this will just be 2 times 2, 4 times 2, which is 8. And then minus 2. And these are all 1 raised to 1. So, 1 raised to 4 is just 1. And then same thing with 1 raised to 3 will also be 1. Okay, see 1 times 1 times 1 is this. And then ayan, something arithmetic na lang to. So 16 minus plus 8, so that would be 24 minus 2, so that would be, this will now be 22, right? And then this will be 1. Okay, so 22 minus 1, as in inisa-isa pa natin, di ba? So magiging 21 na lang. Okay. Malinaw ba? Ulitin natin. So, ang ginawa natin, kinuha muna natin yung integral. So, mapapansin nyo guys, before, when we take on the integral, merong plus c dito, di ba? If when getting the definite integral, we don't have to place the plus c here anymore. Kasi, when we substitute dito, kunwari ito, may plus c tayo dito. Kunwari, lagyan ko dito ng plus c. Okay? Dito, kunwari ito, may plus c pa rin yan. Okay? Masusubtract lang yung itong c na to, ng C na to. Diba? So, hindi mo kailangan lagyan na ng plus C kapag ang kinukuha natin dito ay definite integral. So, pwede natin itong tanggalin na lang. Okay? Malinaw ba? And then, we just we just substitute yung upper. Ito, ginawa natin when x is the upper value, which is the upper limit value, which is 2. And then when x here is, when x is the lower limit value, which is 1. And we just simplify. So the definite integral now of 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 1 from 0 to 1 will just be 21. Okay? Malinaw po ba?
Yes po, sir. Sir,
Okay,
tanong lang, sir.
Sige.
Hindi pa pwede, sir, magkabaliktad yun, sir?
Ang alin?
Yung sa may 2 po at saka sa 1.
Hindi pwede. Kung ano yung nasa taas, yun yung unan yung isa-substitute. Okay?
Okay po.
Pag napagbaliktad yun, ibig sabihin, mamamali na yun because the result will be the negative of the correct answer. Kasi pag pinagpalit mo yon, if you would recall, dun sa ating properties, pag pinagpalit natin yung ating lower and upper limit, the result will be the negative of the integral already, or the negative of the definite integral. Okay?
Okay po, sir.
May tanong pa po ba? Wala na, so isa pa. Ito naman tayo. How about this? So how do we find the integral of this? So notice, itong unang term natin, pwede natin munang isulat sa into tawag nito, into an exponential form para mas madali natin kunin yung integral. Kasi hindi tayo sanay na yung ating integral will have denominators like this. So I can write the first one as 2. And then dahil itataas natin, anong mangyayari sa exponent natin? So the exponent of x will become -3. Right? So wala pa tayong ginagawa guys. We just performing algebraic manipulation. So kopyahin na natin itong iba. Yung 3, plus 3x to the -1. Kopya si x to the -1. Okay, and then minus, calculate natin si x raised to, in this case, 2/3. Then dx. And then the lower limit is -1. Excuse me. Hindi ata pwede ito Anyway, for the purpose of discussion, let's just do this. Magsi-0 pala, it will be undefined on the function. Okay. Anyway, for purpose of discussion, let's just do this. Okay, so now we are ready to take down the integral. So the integral of this will be what? Yes, sir. So how do we get the integral again? Excuse me. Okay, let me just put a bracket here. Okay, and then let me copy that kasi magagamit natin. Okay, so take note guys, this is not yet the integral, just I'll be using this na lang. So first is, so since we are just we have x to the n, itong wag niyo muna itong pansinin na sinusulat ko dito. Diba? X to the n and then constant ito, so we just copy the constant and then what will happen to x to the n? How do we get the integral of x to the n again? Ano yan dito sa akin? Wait lang. Mali yung aking position. Dito natin nilagay. Okay, so para makapit ko pa. So x to the n, what will happen to the exponent na -3? So mag-a-add tayo dito ng 1, di ba? Tama? So x to the -3 plus 1, this will just be -2. Or I can just leave it like that para at least meron tayong pinagayahan kung saan ang galing. Okay, so same thing here. But take note guys, notice yung x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1, nangyayari lang yun kapag yung ating exponent ay hindi -1, di ba? Kasi pag ginawa natin -1 yun, yung denominator natin dito mag-0. So kapag x to the -1 na, ano yun na yung integral natin? Ang integral naman natin dyan will be ln na siya. ln of the absolute value of the base. In this case, we have the absolute value of your base, which is x. Okay? And then finally, ito naman, so dahil itong exponent natin ay 2/3, hindi na siya -1, so balik tayo dun sa unang method natin. So, mangyayari, sorry. Let me just copy this again. And then what will happen to the exponent? So mag-add ulit tayo dito ng 1. Diba? So we just copy again this exponent and then place it in the denominator. And then don't forget the lower limit. Take note of that. Same thing with the upper limit, as we will do that later on. But before again we substitute, let us first simplify our resulting integrand. So let's simplify this now. Copy that. So this will be negative. Sorry. Okay, this will now be negative 2. Okay, so this will also be negative 2. Sorry. I'm changing the other one. Let me change the other one. Okay. So this will also become negative 2 as is, and this one is 2/3 plus 1, so this will become 5/3. Okay, so this will also become 5/3. Okay. Okay, and then further, let's simplify this further. I'm sorry, I keep on moving to the other side. Let me move this first. The other side. Better yet, let me move this to now dito so that we can still use this space later on. Okay, nakakasunod pa ba guys? And then we simplify this. Put this here. Okay lang? Okay, so sorry. 2 and then negative 2. We can remove the 2 and the negative 2 here. Okay, so this will become negative 1. So let me just place a negative sign there. So mawawala na to. Diba? And then since this is make it 1. Yeah. Okay. Can you follow guys? And then let me place this already in the denominator, okay? And then so that I can make the exponent positive. Okay? And this will become 1. And then ito, since this is division, so we can just get the reciprocal and then we proceed with multiplication. So it should be 5. And then we place 3 in the numerator. I see. Not there, but here. Okay? Nakasunod ba guys? So notice yung ating first term, we just divide. So 2 divided by 2 will just be 1, and then the negative remains. And then we place the x to the we make x to the negative to a positive exponent. So we put it on the denominator, so kaya naging positive. Ito naman, we just get the reciprocal of this, and then so that we can write it much better. And then finally, we now just have to substitute. Okay. Can I just I think we just copy this, put this on the next page para may space tayo. Okay. Okay, let's place this up. Okay, ito na siya, di ba? So we now perform, or we get the definite integral, so we just substitute. Okay, so let me copy all of this. Okay, so copying this and then replacing all the x's first with the upper limit, which is 2. Okay, ito rin, magiging 2 din ito. And same thing here. Okay, can you follow? Minus. And then minus. Okay, let me place a parenthesis first. So, and then copy the rest. And then, ito naman, papalitan naman natin yung ating x dito ng lower limit, which is -1. Okay? Yan natin lahat ng x na yan ng -1. Okay, medyo lumampas siya. So, let's move this a little bit. Okay? And then finally, we now substitute. I will just simplify this now. Okay, so this will become 1/4. And we can actually remove already absolute value of 2 is just 2. This one, we can actually simplify this later, but this will become 1. -1 times 1 is 1. Luckily, ln of absolute value of -1 is 1. And this is odd, right? So this will just be -1. Okay. So I can just write this as -3. Okay. Ito naman, so 5/3. So we can actually remove first the perfect power. So I can remove 2 and then leave. Okay, so I can factor out the 2. I'll wait lang guys. Okay, so matitira ito. Okay, so ito, this is the 2�3/3, or that would just be 2, and then natira na lang ito. I can para okay. So can you follow? Malinaw pa? Okay, now next, we just simplify further. Luckily, this one, ln of 1 is just 0. So we can just remove that. I can just place it on the next slide. So this will just be 0. So I can remove this already. Okay. And this is negative and a negative. So I can make this a positive. Okay. Ito naman, I can multiply this already. So 3 times 2 is simply 6. Okay. And then ito, as is na lang itong mga to. And then itong 1/4 and then the yung mga fraction na lang ang pagsama-samahin natin. So negative and a negative. So this becomes positive 1. 1/1. By the way, ito pala 1/1 pa pala. Pwede natin i-simplify as 1. So -1. So magiging +1 minus itong fraction natin na 3/5. Okay, hindi na siya kasya. I think I can just place this again on the other page. Okay. Ito guys, medyo masalimuot lang yung ginagawa natin, pero this is, you can just input this already in the calculator and then you can finish already. Okay, and then simplifying, balik tayo sa fraction. Well, how do we simplify fraction again? So pagsamasamahin ko lang to ha. So that you can easily identify, or ito, you can easily simplify this fraction. Ay, sorry. Yan. Okay, so how do we simplify fractions again? So we've just nakalimutan na. So first we get the LCD, right? Or we just make all the denominators the same. So LCD ng ating 5 and then 4 and then 1 is actually 20. So I can make this 20. So para maging 1 yan, 20 din ito, di ba? So if I make this 20, what will happen to the numerator? So divide natin ito by 5, multiply natin ito ng 3, so this becomes 15. Ito naman, we divide this by 4 and times, that would be 5 times 1, so that would be 5. Okay. Madami. Ayan, pwede na tayong mag-simplify ng fraction. Ay, sorry. Mali pala tayo dito, guys. What happened here? So, 4 pala, sorry. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So, times 3. So, this must be 12. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and then subtracting this, the numerator, so 20 minus 12 minus 5. So, that would be 3. Okay. Natira na lang ay 3. So, let's just remove this. Okay. And that's it. Any question? Malinaw ba? Medyo mahaba lang yung pag-simplify natin, pero again, you can just simply input this in your calculator and then you have it already. I'm just showing it to you para at least ma-recall natin yung pag-add or subtract ng fraction, which you normally forget already. Okay, and all this pag-simplify. Pero ang importante dito, guys, is first is you must know how to find the integral. Okay, and then afterwards, we just substitute. Substitute lang tayo dito. Upper minus lower, and then itong pag-simplify na medyo mahaba, you can just simply input the calculator and then you have the same result. Okay? Malinaw? Nandyan pa ba kayo?
Yes po, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay.
Ang haba.
Yes? Okay, so let's have another one. Ito naman, the next examples will be example of integration that we use yung ating tinatawag na substitution method. Because there would be cases or actually lots of cases wherein whenever we try to get the integral, hindi natin basta-basta magagamit yung integration formulas natin. So ang gagawin natin dito is we will be using methods or different techniques. One of the technique there is yung tinatawag nating substitution method. So bakit sa tinawag na substitution method? Kasi basically magsasubstitute tayo, papalitan natin yung previous variable natin with another variable para yung resulting integral ay kaya na nating ma-integrate using your basic integration formula. O, paano yun? Tulad nito, notice 3x minus 1 raised to 10 dx. Ang meron lang kasi tayo ay u to the n du. So parang ang aim natin dito ay gawin natin tong u to the n. So yun, hint yun na yun. That what you need is a u to the n. So ang gagawin natin, we will let u, we will substitute or replace yung ating 3x minus 1 ng u. So pag naging u na to, parang u to the n. And so dapat makakuha rin tayo dito ng du. So to get du, para makakuha ng du from here, we just get the derivative. Okay, so if we get the derivative of this equation, so this will be what? So the derivative will be the derivative of u. Derivative ng 3x will just be 3, and then the derivative of the variable. Okay? Or if you would recall, parang galing lang ito sa if you get the derivative of u with respect to x, so parang ang mangyayari, parang balik ka rin natin. Parang if we get the parang du over dx para mas dali niyong matandaan. Okay, di ba? Du over dx, what will be the derivative of the right side? So this will become 3, di ba? Tama? Kasi ang derivative ng
Yes, sir.
3x ay 3. Ang derivative ng constant na negative 1, 0 lang siya. Nakakasunod?
Opo, sir.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so saka na lang nating i-transfer itong dx dun sa kabila. Pero ang kailangan kasi pala natin ma-solve si dx. So ilipat natin to. Parang nag-cross multiply ka lang. Okay? And then I just divide by 3. So ilagay ko yung 3 dito. Okay, bakit ko ginagawa yan? Kasi ang kailangan ko ay itong 3x minus 1 mapalitan ko ng u at saka yung dx. So I need to have a dx in terms of du. Okay? So I can now replace. But before we replace, aside from this, tandaan nyo, itong lower and upper limit natin, di ba kanina pag nag-substitute tayo, substitute natin sa x. Kaso papalitan na natin yung variable ng x ng u. So papalitan din natin yung ating lower and upper limit na in terms na ng u. So anong mangyayari? Okay, so palitan natin. Okay. Ayan. Okay, so palitan natin. So when x is, diba x ay 2, ano mangyayari sa value ng u? So palitan natin ito ng 2. So this will be what? Ano magiging value nito? So 3 times 2 is 6 minus 1, so this will become 5. And then, yung isa naman, when x ay 1, so this will become, palitan natin ito ng 1 naman. So 3 times 1 is 3 minus 1, so this will become 2. Okay? Now, we are now ready to replace our previous integral na in terms of x with an expression in terms na ng u. So, nagpapalit na tayo ng variable. Okay? So, palitan natin ito. Okay, so, di ba 3x minus 1, papalitan natin siya ng u. Right? So, palitan natin ito ng u. Kaso, di ba ang 3x minus 1 ay u? So, ang exponent niya ay 10 pa rin, di ba? And then yung dx, dito naman, ang dx ay du over 3. So, palitan lang natin si dx ng du over 3. How about yung ating lower limit? When x is 1, nasolve na natin, u will be 2. And then when x is 2, u will be 5. Okay, so ito na yung bagong integral natin. Wa?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Bago natin siya ituloy, siguro ay let's just remove the constant para mas madali nating integrate to. So this will become du, and then we place the constant na 1/3 sa labas. Okay. Next is we now integrate u to the n. Simple lang siya, di ba? So u to the n, okay lang natin yung ating
Sir, excuse lang po, sir.
sige.
Saan po nakuha yung 1/3, sir? Sa 3x minus 1, sir?
Yung 1/3 yung du over 3. Di ba yung du over 3 natin, pinalitan
Okay po,
niya,
sir. Okay po.
tinanggal ko lang siya, nilabas ko lang siya.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po.
You're welcome. Okay, next. Any more question? Yan, kulit ng ganito ha. Naglalagay lang tayo ng mga Okay, so now, ano mangyayari dito? This will become, sorry, I'm just placing all these brackets. Sa loob to lahat. Yan. So, u to the n, so mangyayari, u to the n plus 1 na tayo, di ba? So magiging u to the 11, right? Over 11. And then we just evaluate this from 2 to 5. Okay? Simple? Malinaw? Okay, so let me just again, siguro ilabas ko muna ulit yung constant na 11 para hindi na natin siya maisama. So 3 times 11, so this will just be 33. Okay, and then matitira na lang ay itong u to the 11. Okay. And then we now just substitute yung upper limit minus lower limit. So this will just be the 11 na lang, di ba? Dali na natin tong. Okay, so u to the 11. So first is yung lower limit, which is 5. 5. And then yung upper limit ay lower limit natin na which is 2. So upper minus lower. Okay na yan. 5 to the 11, medyo malaki-laking number na yan. Okay. Tingnan natin kung kaya pa sa so what's 5 to 11? 5 raised to 11. Okay, kaya pa naman pala. 48 million. And then minus 2 raised to 11. So 48 million. Divide this by 3. Hindi naman siya divisible ng 3. Yeah, it is. So if you use your calculator here, you can simplify this as ginamit ako na lang ng calculator to para simplify na rin, divisible 3. So 11, yung numerator ay 16 million. Sorry. 275,350. Okay. So the result is this. Okay. Question po guys, malinaw? Walang tanong? Okay, so let's have another one. Okay pa ba kayo dyan?
Yes, sir. Okay po, sir.
Ha? Kaya pa ba? Kaya pa? Wala pa naman tayo isang oras. Sige, last ng example na to. O last 2 na lang, last 2. Mirit pa ako, di ba? Last 2. Ito naman. So, same thing. Ito, kapag may nakita na kayo dito na may product, dahil walang product rule ang ating integration, automatic, parang hindi naman automatic. Dapat meron tayong sa isip natin na magsasubstitute na tayo. Kasi yun pa lang naman ang pwede natin gawin. Okay, so let's just substitute. Substitution. Again, and then u to the n ang basic natin. So we just have to replace the base by u. Okay. Okay. U to the n, which is 4x cubed. X cubed. 4x cubed minus 1. It's a little bit bigger. Okay. And then if I get the derivative, what happened? Du. So constant ito. So this will become 4 times 3. So this will become 12x squared, right? And then yung dx, sorry, ito pala talaga yung dx. Du over, and derivative ng constant, remember, it will be 0. Same thing ang kailangan natin ay x squared dx na lang dito. So I can just solve for x squared dx. So si dx ilagay natin doon, cross multiply natin, and then si 12 divide naman natin. So magkakaroon tayo dito ng maliit na magic. Okay. Magic. Konting. Okay. So let me copy the integral sign. Itong 4x cubed plus minus 1, it will just be u, right? So pagtan natin siya ng u. And then n is still 10. Okay. But x squared dx, itong x squared dx na to, palitan natin lang siya ng du over 12. Okay? And don't forget yung ating lower limit and upper limit. So palitan natin naman siya ng lower limit natin ay x equal natin ay negative 2. So this will be negative, sorry. Placing this with negative 2. Okay. So negative 2 cubed, so that would be negative 8 times 4, negative 24. So this will be negative 25. Okay. And then when when x is 0 naman para dun sa ating upper limit, so this will be 0. So 0 ito, so this will be negative 1. Okay. So ito na ay magiging negative 25. Ito ay magiging negative 1. Okay. The same thing, we place the constant outside. Ilabas na naman natin yung constant na ilabas natin yung constant. Yung 1/2 ay 1 over 12. Okay. Okay. Pause muna tayo guys. I need to answer this. Okay, pause muna tayo. Okay, so let's resume. Let's resume the share. Okay, so ito na yan, di ba? So ang ginawa natin dito guys, so as a recall, ginawa natin we replace our variable already with another variable. Same thing with the lower and upper limit, we also replace it using this transformation. Okay, so we are now ready to get the integral. Okay. So Wait lang, copy na nga natin yung sa kabila para madali yung ating ito, kailangan natin to para madali. Yan yung mga magic din para madali nating masulat. Okay? Bahalas pares lang to kanina. So, ang nangyari, ayun, magic na. So, u to the n, so u to the 11 ulit over 11, and then we just replace the lower limit and the upper limit. So, ang upper limit natin ay negative 1, and the lower limit is negative 25. Okay? Nakasunod? And then, ganun pa rin. So, we just now substitute. I remove first yung ating 11 dito. Multiply na natin para hindi na siya makasagka. So, 11 times 12. So, yan, 11 times 12. That would be 122. Ay, 132. Tama ba, guys? Times 12. So, 132. Tama. Okay. And then we just substitute. Okay. So first is yung ating upper limit, which is negative 1. Okay. And then minus yung lower limit natin na negative 25. The next is negative 25. Okay. Ano ba sa calculator yan? Let's see. 25 raised to 11. Laki-laki naman. Okay. Minus 1. So, minus 1 ko lang kasi negative 1 raised to 11 is negative 1. This is positive pala, so plus 1. Medyo malaki-laking number. And diretso ko na sa calculator ha. Okay, so ang sagot daw sabi sa calculator ay 1192092 895,507. Di ba medyo may haba-haba. 813 over 66. Okay.
Sir, pwede pa ulit yun, sir?
Yung alin? Alin po?
Yung last steps.
Okay, so ang ginawa natin ulit ay, so first is nag-change tayo ng variable. Ito ang ginawa natin, nag-change tayo ng variable. So we let u to be 4x squared minus 1. Tapos kinuha natin derivative. Tapos kailangan natin si x squared dx kasi may x squared dx tayo dito na kailangan palitan ng in terms of u. So solve natin si x squared dx. And then dito, pinalitan natin yung ating lower limit. Kasi yung lower and upper limit ay in terms of x yan, di ba? So, nag-substitute lang tayo ulit. So, when x is negative 2, sinubstitute natin dito. Di ba? Kasi u natin is 4x cubed minus 1. Sinubstitute natin siya ng negative 2. Sinod natin siya naging negative 25. When x is 0 naman, ganun din. So, when u will become negative 1. So, itong negative 2, papalitan natin siya ng negative 25. Yung 0, papalitan natin negative 1. 4x cubed minus 1 ay u. So same exponent. And then x squared dx ay du over 12. Tapos, nilabas natin yung constant ulit. Okay? And then ito, from here to here, we just integrate. Diba u to the n lang yan? So u to the 10 plus 1, kaya naging u to the 11 over 11. Okay? And then, from here naman, going here, we just multiply 12 and then 11, kaya naging 132 ito. And then we now substitute. Dinerecho ko na ha, so ilagay nga natin. Nawala pala siya. So, sinubstitute natin yung ating lower limit minus upper limit. Pinalitan natin ng upper limit muna. So, ito ay negative 1. Move pa natin, mukhang kulangan tayo ng space dito. Okay. Tapos, when u is yung lower limit natin, which is negative 25. Okay. Tapos, pag pinrest natin yung calculator, ito, negative 1 raised to 11, negative 1. Ito, negative 25 raised to 11 is malaking value yan. So, I just place it in the calculator times negative, so this becomes positive. Parang minus 1. So, ito na yung kinalabasan yan. And then, divide by 132. So, ito yung kinalabasan na. Okay, malinaw po ba?
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
So, may tanong pa po bago tayo mag-proceed sa last example. Wala na. So, dun tayo sa last example. So, yung last example na to, kanina di ba meron tayong lumabas na natural exponential natural logarithm, yung ln. Yan naman, sama naman natin ng natural exponential. Pero mukha lang na naman siya nakakatakot. Pero again, this one is the simplest integrals. Okay, so yung merong base na e. So how do we get the integral here? So ang meron tayo dun sa basic integration formula ay e to the u du. So ganun ulit. Meron tayong product dito. So dahil may e to the something tayo dito, papalitan lang natin ulit yung ating exponent ng ating ng u. Okay. Ito siya. So ang u natin dito will be x squared. Okay. And then when we take the derivative, what happens? Mayari sa derivative natin. Du over dx ay magiging, ano mangyari dito? This will become 2x. Diba? Okay. At same thing, x dx lang yan. So tanggalin natin si 2. Ulit din natin si dx. Okay? O, ganun ulit. Si lower limit natin ay negative 1. So, ano magiging value ni u? So, u natin will be negative 1 raised to 2. Si negative. Okay. So, negative 1 squared will just be 1. And then, when x is yung upper limit natin na 0, so, ito ay magiging 0 lang siya. So, 0 raised to 2 is also 0. So, yung ating, excuse me, ito na ay magiging, itsura ng ating integral. Okay? So, this will now be equal to what? So, yung ating E, yung exponent niya ay magiging u na lang siya, di ba? And then yung x dx magiging du over 2. Okay? At yung negative 1 magiging 1. At yung 0, magiging 0 pa rin. So, ulitin natin. Itong e to the x squared natin. Yung x squared natin na to, pinalitan na lang natin ng u. Edi? Tapos, ito namang x dx natin, itong x dx. So, pinalitan lang natin siya ng du over 2. Okay? And then yung negative 1 natin, so when x negative 1, u is 1. So replace it with 1. And then when u is x0, u is 0 also. O, ganun pa rin. So let's just place again the constant. Dahil may constant na naman, we place the constant na 1/2 sa labas. And then iiwan natin si du sa loob. Okay? Let's copy this again. Okay? Balikan natin ito. Ito ay maging 1/2, di ba? Tapos, ang kagandahan sa e to the u, di ba? Kung ano yung ating, di ba ito? Ang integral ng e to the u du ay itself. Right? So this will just become okay? Natin siya i-substitute. So, first is e to the 0. Okay? Minus e to the okay? Simplify na lang natin to. Of course, e to the 0 will just be 1. And then e to the 1 is just, sorry, e. Okay? Lagyan na lang natin siya sa numerator para simpler yung tsura. Natin dito. Natin siya. Tignan natin sa 1. So, okay. And then we're done. Any question? Gising pa kayo dyan?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so yun, nakaraos din tayo. Ayan, tapos na tayo.